Hello everyone, this is Jura from Kanen Coffee, and today we have a Jura N4 with us in the shop. And I came in for a few things, one mainly being a grinder issue, which the grinder is giving out coarse coffee. But when I put this machine on the bench and turned it on, I was unable to actually get to the brewing process because the brew unit was having a hard time hitting both the micro switches. Kind of how this machine works, just a quick example. You have a brew unit in there that's connected to a motorized system. And what it does is it spins the motor. The motor moves the brew unit into different positions that mimics brewing. And so it will go all the way up to the top, hit a micro switch, that telling the machine, hey, I'm able to get all the way to the top. And then it'll go all the way back down, hit a second micro switch, and then telling the machine that, hey, I can get to all the way to the bottom. Pretty much that there's no abstractions between brewing. And if the machine is unable to do that, it'll just cut the machine off, give you an error code. Usually it's error code 8, and it'll turn itself off. Now, the main reason this would happen is if you have either a damaged brew unit or your machine is roughly around 3 to 4 years old and it's starting to spew out coffee from the brew unit, which would make obstructions inside of the machine that would not allow the brew unit to move into places, which is what I ended up running into here. Every single time that I use the machine, it'll break a piece of moldy coffee out and drop it into the drip tray. So that's pretty much telling me that this machine just needed to be deep cleaned and have all the coffee removed from the brew chamber. So that's what we did. We did a tune-up on the machine. We opened the side panel on the left side here, took it all apart, and took the brew unit out, deep cleaned the entire thing, checked all the gaskets on it, replaced a few of the important gaskets that causes the coffee leak, re-lubricated the entire thing so it moves nice and glides well. Also deep cleaned the entirety of the inside of the chamber, all the brew chamber that you see when you remove the drip tray, that whole little space in there, deep cleaned all of it. And then also did cleaning cycles to clean out the spouts, and then descaling so that you could clean out that thermal block and the heat generators that are in here. After that, works great, brews really well. We're going to test it here in a second, but I did see that issue with the grinder being coarse, and it's not the worst. You could probably still live with it. It's just, one of the issues that this machine would have, and that's usually due to dark roast or possibly, rocks getting inside of the machine through coffee beans. That's a common issue. Not too common, but, just something to be aware of. And so, so it is going to brew a coarser coffee. The way around that, because these Juras are really expensive since they're made in Switzerland, is usually using pre-ground, which is just a little knob on the left side here, putting a scoop of coffee in there, and then, of course, letting it brew. And at least then you could control. You could buy an external grinder, which are usually cheap now. You could get a really good espresso grinder for around $200 now. A few years back, that wasn't the case. And so you could definitely find ways to use this machine really well. But apart from the grinder, this thing's brewing great. And so we are going to quickly test a one shot. So that's just going to get into position, as you can hear. It's just pumping a little bit of water to clean itself out, and then it's going to turn on the grinder. Or should, unless I open the pre-ground container. I might have. There you go. So it's just cleaning itself out from the last shot I did. I did do 2 shots before this video, so just cleaning itself out a little bit. So now it's going to start a brew. Again, this is using our test coffee. It's a little bit on the older side, but you will be able to get at least a decently brewed shot. And again, the coarseness isn't too bad right now. It is going to diminish over time, especially if you're still going to continue to use dark roast. But this is a medium roast here that we use to test our beans, and yeah, it's not too bad. It is a little bit, tiny bit see-through, which usually indicates that it's on the lighter side of strength or intensity. But yeah, it shouldn't be the worst. You could probably definitely still use the grinder. It's just, it's more so just a decline, depending on what kind of beans you use. Definitely recommend to use medium roast. This is both shouted by Jura and every single super automatic manufacturer out there. And so yeah, and since this machine only does coffee, that is about it. We are going to turn it off just to let it do the rinse cycle. But if you like this repair or like this video, please subscribe, leave a like, and hit the bell. And thanks for watching.